Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews, and today we are taking a look at the X-Men 97 Jubilee. Now, I have had a lot of shit to talk about this figure. I still have that shit to talk, but it is slightly better than what I thought it would be, but it's still kind of trash. So anyway, it comes in the X-Men 97 kind of retro card back type of deal here. You got the front and the back. These are the ones in the wave. I still need to get Emma Frost, Cable, and Morph. I don't really care about Logan. And if I see one in the wild, I might pick them up if the paint is good, but if not, I don't really have any interest in that particular Logan. I do want to point out that I don't think they really nailed that face, in my personal opinion. She does look a lot more tan in that picture, in that render. It's clearly not the figure. And she looks a lot better, and yeah. But it is what it is. This is typical Hasbro BS though. But anyway, let's go ahead and get a better look at the figure herself. Now, I will admit that the head sculpt is good. It's close to that render that they put together, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that that head is way too big. Her head is absolutely huge, and it makes the figure look absolutely ridiculous. There's other things that make this figure a piece of trash, and the head is oddly the thing that makes it look the best, but also one of the things that make it look the worst. This head is way too big. Her head is not that big in the cartoon. Her head is not gigantic. It's not too big for her body. It's not way too big for her body. This is ridiculous. She looks way too skinny. And that head is way too big, and Marvel Legends is constantly notorious for making heads way too big, especially for some reason, good guys. Like, always way too big. And I don't know what it is. I don't know who in the department. I don't know if it has to do something with the sculptor or whoever, but they just need to downsize these. This head is too big, y'all, and I don't care what anybody says. Other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on here. It is a much skinnier buck that they're using here for her body. It is pinless, so I guess it is updated. I don't know if this abdomen and crotch area has been reused. It seems very small. So I don't think they've reused that yet. I know she's supposed to be really young, and I do understand that sometimes young people notoriously do have bigger heads than bodies, but this is out of control, especially when we compare her to Acosta. I think that's his name. That's Sunfire's name. Especially when we compare it to him, because I don't know if they're exactly the same age. He might be a little bit older than her, but they are supposed to be relatively in the same age group, I believe. And he doesn't have that issue as much as she does. But you can tell that the arms, the yellow in the arms, are different color than the actual yellow in the jacket, which is ridiculous. Now, I was gonna say that they didn't bother to do any other painting on this yellow jacket, but it's yellow everywhere in the cartoon too. So even these straps and everything, all of this crap is yellow. I don't know why they did that. They didn't add any detail to her in the cartoon. And all it did was give Marvel Legends an excuse to be lazy, as they don't really need an excuse because they're lazy anyway. Other than that, you can see that the only paint that she has on her is her zipper. And obviously the face and everything, but as far as the body, it's the zipper. Everything else is just molded black plastic. Now you can take the jacket off if you like, but there's no reason to do that because she will just have yellow arms and nothing else. So I guess this is kind of a look. You know, there was a time in the past where like I feel like this is a very 80s Saved by the Bell kind of look. This does seem like something that she would probably do, but with like puffy sleeves or whatever. But this, if you couldn't tell by the jacket, you can really tell by tell when you take the jacket off. This buck is way too small for the size of her head, and it is absolutely ridiculous. They completely botched the whole thing by creating a very, very good head sculpt, very clean to certain part, to when you look around to the back and see your typical Hasbro BS. She was the only one that was in the store at the time, so I went on ahead and got her. But this isn't something that you can see in the packaging because it's in the back, on the back of her head. So typical Hasbro shit there. Again, I do think this is a great head sculpt, absolutely fantastic head sculpt. It's just way too big. So typical Marvel Legends, they can't get out their own way. But it does have your typical super soft gummy plastic issues that I will probably go more over in the actual articulation. But yeah, other than that, it had a lot of potential, and they basically failed at everything but the head. If you take the head off and you have this body left, this is throwaway. You can just throw this away because this would be completely useless. Even if she had swap out arms, which they didn't provide, so you can't have her without the jacket. Say she did come out with swap out arms, I mean, this would make, I guess, somewhat decent, I don't know, Kid Bash body for something, but it's not floppy, but it's a gummy mess. And I'll show you that more in the articulation, but yeah, it's not a great figure. Great head sculpt, terrible figure everywhere else. Keep this. Maybe maybe a customizer or something will make a better buck for this, or you can maybe get one of those third-party bucks that might fit her, and maybe somebody will make some third-party clothing, and you don't have to use this piece of crap. But anyway, let's go ahead and go to the accessories. All right, so as far as accessories, she comes with 2 open hands, a drink, and probably some of the best effect pieces that I think Marvel Legends has ever made. These are absolutely fantastic, and probably the closest that I have ever seen to Jubilee's powers in any action figure. Maybe Mondo did it better, and I don't remember. I think Mondo had pretty good Jubilee powers, and maybe they were inspired by Mondo. I don't remember what they look like, but these are the closest to Jubilee powers that I think anybody has ever gotten in 1/12 scale. So these are absolutely fantastic. These are 2 of the 3 things that are good about this figure, meaning these 2 things and the head sculpt. But other than that, she doesn't come with another fist. So they gave you this body with a fist and this open hand and no more fist. So Yeah. Shitbag Marvel Legend Hasbro. Let's move on to articulation. All right, so for articulation, she does have a ball peg in the neck, but they don't give you enough room to really do anything with it. And yeah, they just don't know how to make a good ball peg, double ball peg neck. So looking up is okay. You kind of can force it, and she can look up about right there before it starts fighting itself and going back down. So that's not too bad. Looking down is not great. Side to side is okay. I'm not gonna put the jacket back on because her articulation doesn't change because of the jacket. As far as the shoulders are concerned, she can go a little bit past parallel, but obviously you have to deal with this gummy bullshit, and it is so frustrating. Actually, if you tuck that in, she can go up a little bit further, all the way around. Obviously, bicep swivel, gummy bullshit, double jointed elbows are good, hinged wrists, which don't go very far because of the jacket cuffs. As far as the torso is concerned, she can go back almost none, forward almost none, side to side is almost none. Splits, pretty good. Thigh swivel, kick forward, no kicking back because of the cheeks. She does have a boot swivel for whatever reason, because she doesn't wear boots. She just have a calf swivel, I guess you can call it. Up that far, down that far for the ankle, and she does get a pretty steep ankle rocker, which I guess you can use the calf twist for that, but why wouldn't you just use the thigh swivel up at the top, because it'll be covered mostly by the jacket. Most people aren't going to have her looking like this. So yeah, pretty average to mediocre articulation for Marvel Legends. So anyway, let's move on to comparisons. All right, and here she is next to the Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen, and actually this is the Marvel Legends Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Gwen, and then we have Mitsuri from BuzzMod, and she was in Demon Slayer. I think I just figured out whose body she has. I think she and Gwen, the Gwen, have the same body. Let's take a look at this real quick. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, that's the same torso, at least. I think these are the same torsos. The boobs, Gwen's boobs might be a little bit bigger, but the stomachs are definitely the same. The legs are definitely the same. Down to, they had to remove the straps for her, but these are they're the same. This is the Spider-Gwen body mold. Look at the back of it. Yep, same butt cheeks and everything. Yep, this is the mold she's using. Huh, interesting. I didn't think that I would figure that out, but that is the mold that she's using. She has the Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Gwen buck for the most part. So they just reused that buck. And I'm not saying necessarily this is a bad buck, but they made the head too big. I've never taken this head off before, so I don't know if this head is too big, but it's masked by the hood, and I think this is glued. Yeah, that must be glued into the mask. I can't take it off, but the mask hides it, but that head might be too big too, now that I look at it. Yeah, I think her head is too big too. So yeah, this is just another example of big-headedness by Hasbro, Marvel Legends. But anyway, that's what she looks like with them. And here she is next to the Regal Tech Harley Quinn and the Figma Ryuko Matoi from Kill La Kill. So that's what she looks like with them. She is taller than a Figma and at least a female Revoltech, at least this one anyway. But yeah, that's what she looks like with them. And finally, here she is next to the CT Toys Brown Suit Wolverine. And then what I just previously reviewed, the Battle Damaged Romance Dawn Luffy from SH Figure Arts. And that's how she looks with them. Anyway, let's move on to my final thoughts. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So Jubilee is unfortunately an amalgamation of shit and almost greatness. We got some of the best effect pieces that I think Marvel has ever made for Jubilee, for sure, and probably some of the best effect pieces that has ever been made for a Jubilee. We have one of the best faces that is almost accurate for a Jubilee, but other than that, it's lacking everywhere else. I am happy that they at least made the jacket a soft plastic. I'll give them credit for that. I do like that. So that is a step in the right direction, but reusing the Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen Into the Spider-Verse buck, at least for the torso and the legs, reusing that and then putting a gigantic head on it is not, that ain't it at all, and it just ruins the entire figure at that point. I'm probably going to keep it because it's the only X-Men 97 Jubilee that they have. Maybe I'll keep it, but at this point, it's just an all-out disappointment on this figure. This is, if I was to give this a rating, it's a 3 or 4 out of 10. And that's being generous in my opinion. Unfortunately, the really good head sculpt and effect pieces do not outweigh all the flaws that this figure has. So anyway, that is it for the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.